Welcome to a brand new episode of Lions, Tigers, and Ponies, the unofficial Detroit sports podcast. And we say unofficial for a couple of reasons. Ballard, you know what those reasons are?
Well, we're not actually in Detroit. That's the first one.
That is the first one. And the second one is we're not actually affiliated with any of these official Detroit sports teams.
Damn near.
Hey, that's right.
Damn near.
You already know it, man. And the fan base is hungry. I've been talking to people. They see the hat and they're like, oh man, Tigers lost, but they just had a combined no-hitter. I'm like, oh hell yeah, and then they're like, bias sucks. I'm like, all right. He's like,
you watch your stuff.
Somebody's been paying attention.
Yeah, he's like, I'm so glad Mickey's done after this. You're like, all right, like let's go. But what up, fellas? What up, gentlemen? How's it going?
It's going, man.
Great day. Weather's beautiful.
Oh yeah, beautiful weekend. Speaking of summer weather, we gotta know.
Yeah. What's that?
You're the foodie over there, the cornbread and beans guy.
Yeah.
What's your favorite summer dish?
Ooh, you know.
And it doesn't have to be exclusive, but there's certain things,
My favorite right now. I'm gonna tell you what our favorite is. It's a little combination of grape tomatoes, fresh balls of mozzarella, and basil leaves.
That's the Capri salad.
That's
yeah.
Right, a little balsamic vinegar on a hot day.
Well, margarita pizza style.
We just picked up a margarita pizza. That was exactly what we got.
Love margarita pizza. And
It's
you gotta
good.
hit it with that real fine extra virgin olive oil from Riojas.
Shout out to rest in peace to DeLuca's though, because their margarita pizza was so life changing.
I hold other margaritas to DeLuca's standards. They used to it would have like those big old medallions of mozzarella. Like,
nothing else can top it.
Oh my god!
I've never had one as good as that.
No, dude, it was so good. It was so.
That was one of the first margarita pizzas I ever tried, and I've been let down ever since.
I mean, Horrocks' margarita pizza, it's all right. It's different, but I put my own balsamic when I got home, and we had our own extra virgin olive oil. But yeah, dude, like that for summer, you can't beat it. Put them on a little stick. Ooh. God damn it.
Isn't that crazy though that such a pizza with the lowest amount of toppings is the hardest to get right?
Dude,
yeah.
Right.
And it really, because it has to be perfect.
There's an art to it.
Well, like a meat lovers, you just throw a bunch of meat on there, and it's like it's probably gonna taste good,
I feel like meat lovers is like third grade pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Meat lovers is
I'm just saying.
Well, you got to go to the right place. Fat Boys Meat Lovers Pizza out of Holt.
No, I know. I'm not saying I wouldn't like it, but I'm just like, I'm for sure.
Like, there's no real gravitas.
Yeah.
To a meat lover.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just throw whatever on.
And honestly, I feel like a fat ass when I eat meat lovers, because it's just grease. Like,
you can feel your heart slowing down.
yeah, like they used to get DeLuca's meat lovers, and they put strips of bacon on it. So imagine greasy cheese, greasy meat, greasy sausage. If you eat more than one piece, you're getting a stomach ache.
You just can tilt it over and it all
dude.
Just, drop.
But I'm not gonna lie, it was good. I mean, like I enjoyed it, but
It's like you want to kind of take some paper towel and like dab the top of it.
Yeah, the margarita though. All right.
So.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, my favorite?
Yeah. What's your favorite summer dish?
Honestly, I have to go simple here, but it's just a very simple butter, salt, and pepper. And I say that like those ingredients, but like on like a steak. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Or like a baked potato on a grill.
Yes.
But it's those three. I got to give the condiments some love because like you don't have to put anything. I used to go crazy on steaks, and then I just learned. I'm like, do salt, pepper, and then some butter, and then grill it perfectly. And even baked potatoes. If you grill those potatoes perfectly, salt, butter, and pepper.
You know, one of my old food ideas that I used to have was having like a hot dog vending cart, but instead of having hot dogs in it, I would put potatoes, and then I would just have all the accoutrements to make like whatever kind of fucking baked potatoes you wanted, you know. And now I see those things; they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I sat on this idea back in like 2007. You know, that's when I was thinking about. I was like, you know what? People love fucking potatoes, you know. Like,
yeah.
But I just didn't want to be the potato guy. You know, it seemed like a lot of maybe if I could have started a conglomerate and owned a bunch of other potato guys, but like Me being the potato guy myself.
That's a better way to eat it though than frying it on everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Way healthier for you. No.
What are you going with?
So real quick on the salt and pepper steak there, and then I'll share mine. But
and that was a good lead-in too, by the way, because I didn't know where you were going with
either.
it. And
that was good.
Like, on a steak, I was like, ooh.
Well, the condiments never get any love. You know what I mean? And like those seasonings and stuff, and they're so critical.
Yeah.
Well, and people definitely overdo steaks on seasoning when they throw all the crazy fancy stuff on there. But my grandfather, rest in peace, he's not with us anymore. But I remember childhood memory going to his house.
Yeah.
It would always be for steak dinner. I learned at a young age, all you put on it is butter, salt, and pepper. That's how Grandpa always made them. Them were the best steaks,
Yep.
too.
Put the toppings in with the butter for a little dipping sauce, a little garlic,
fire.
Little lime juice.
And you never put A1 on it.
No.
Somebody who puts A1 on their steaks, making a questionable choice. Rio?
I do throw a little A1.
No.
Your boy likes to get lost.
I knew it was coming.
All
right, what's your choice, Sean?
So, but it's actually along the same lines as Rio. I found this dish like this year. My wife and I tried it for the first time.
Let's go.
And it's kind of got a Caprice kind of feel to it, but it's actually chunked up watermelon. Okay.
Oh.
And then you actually take feta cheese.
Oh, feta cheese.
Watermelon. You take basil and you is it called chiffonade or something? Like cut it into like little thin strips, like the basil leaves.
We're following you.
And then you put that on top there. You hit it with a little bit of that olive oil.
Dang,
dude.
On the watermelon?
Yes,
on the watermelon.
Yes.
You know, usually I do.
And then you stir that up. I'm telling you, fire.
Wow.
Dude,
I like feta and I like watermelon, so I would give it a go.
And I
like both of those.
It's the sweet and salty, and I even hit mine with a little bit of that balsamic from Horrocks, dude.
Dude, you can't go wrong.
Yes.
That little balsamic vinegar glaze.
So good. And honestly, I did not think I would like it. Dude, try it. It's good.
Just try it.
I'll try it. All right. So there was some headlines that I wanted to talk about while we were all together here.
Oh, yeah?
Sean and I kind of had a little talk about this. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are talking about hosting a fight in a battle of the tech nerds.
Are they fighting each other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Now, because some of them, I'm like, they're hosting a fight. And then I was like, okay.
No.
The other one was like, they're fighting each other. I'm like, oh, okay. And so, wait. One, I would love to see it. I hope that they both are like actually good fighters, though. You know what I mean?
Zuckerberg's been training.
Yeah, we've got some info on that.
Oh, you guys got a little intel.
Yeah.
You guys been doing a little recon, huh?
Made a couple phone calls.
What's it looking like? Who are you guys hedging your money on?
Honestly, I think Mark would have the advantage in the time because he's been training, learning jiu-jitsu. But I just, with the size advantage that Elon Musk has and the money he has as advantage, like you have, if they set the date, he's gonna have time to train and to diet and to figure this shit out. And he's a lot bigger than Mark Zuckerberg. It's a sizable difference.
Well, he used to be pretty skinny until he found his favorite burrito place. You guys remember that? He was getting like 3 burritos a day from carne asada from some taco joint when he moved to Texas.
Oh, really?
Do you blame him though? Burritos are so good.
I was like, if I fucking own Tesla, that's all I do too. Like, these carne asada burritos are fire.
Fire.
Yeah. You have all the money in the world. Yeah, I get it. All right. So who's winning? Who's winning?
I have to say, like, it's probably going to be Elon Musk.
Okay.
With some with proper training. If it's just like next week, I'm going Zuckerberg just because I think he does have the skill set from doing some training. But if we're going like a year from now and he's got a chance to hire like personal trainers and whatever, get healthy, I'm thinking the size advantage is too hefty.
That's what I would go to. At the end of the day, though, I just want to see some like clean combos, some good parries. I want to see some transitions on the ground game. I want to see people working their striking patterns and their feints. And I want to make sure that it's a real fight.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds.
Yeah. Don't give us some bullshit. People are not going to pay $75 pay-per-view to watch some shitbag fight.
And I don't want somebody breaking their wrist on like the first punch either. You know what I mean?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. So, all right, we've got a couple things here, but I kind of want to get into some Detroit stuff because we've had a lot of stuff happening here. So I think we need to breeze through the Lions. There's nothing really too big to talk about news-wise. Okay. But I wanted to kind of talk about something we haven't mentioned yet, and that's the NFC North. So there's been a lot of changes in there. You know that we've talked a little bit about the Dolphins losing a lot, or not Dolphins, the Vikings losing a lot of big name players.
Yeah.
But Packers lost the starting quarterback.
Yep.
So
Aaron Rodgers gone.
yeah, it's a wide open division. Who do you guys think our biggest competitor is?
Ooh, it's got to be the Vikings.
I still think the Vikings too.
Yeah, even though they're like the fakest 13-3 team I've ever seen in my life. Even though the biggest frauds, they got bounced in the first round at their own home.
They were terrible in the point differential.
Even though that they took the division, even with not even the best division record, they still took the division last season. And we know that Kirk Cousins, if he didn't go to MSU, he probably wouldn't have done anything right in his life. All right, that's probably his only good stance is that he's a former Spartan. I think he was.
You're giving him credit there.
I think he went to the playoffs. Didn't he? College football playoffs. Is that your guys' quarterback?
That would have been Connor Cook.
Yeah, you guys have talked to Sean about that one.
Kirk Cousins was more the time. I mean, he was still D'Antonio era, but he was early D'Antonio when they were starting to take. When they would have the big game that I think a lot of people would remember is it was at home at MSU and he took out Russell Wilson.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin, Russell Wilson's team with the it was a really good game, and at the end he threw a bomb that bounced off a player, and Keith Nichols, the backup quarterback, switched to wide receiver, snagged it in the end zone. They reviewed it, and the crowd went wild.
I don't know why I thought Cousins was the only your guys like the state's quarterback when you guys made your appearance.
No, that's Connor Cook.
That was the opening year too of the.
Connor Cook was a beast in college.
I liked it, and you guys had Bell too, Le'Veon Bell too, wasn't he?
Le'Veon Bell, yeah.
Part of that.
Yeah,
squad,
the problem with Connor Cook is that it was, from what I hear, he had like a really bad like locker room mentality, like. His teammates didn't even like him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he was a really good player, but he was just like too much of a cock, basically. You know?
Oh, like Jameson Williams.
Very, very.
No.
Nowhere near narrative. How dare you for just saying yes, dude? He didn't do anything.
I tricked him. I baited him.
Like Jameson Williams.
I baited him right into it.
I was thinking.
He lit off a firework, Sean. He could have burned his hand.
Yeah, no, I'm all full support of playing with fireworks if you're responsible at all. I think that's ridiculous. But I was gonna say, I thought we were going Jameis Winston.
I know.
So
I know. I tricked you.
The name, and it kind of confused me for a second, but no.
Well, I hate to jump around, but that shit was so ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a terrible call. Costa, is that his name? Mike Costa?
Yeah.
Jim Costa or something like that.
Yeah. Dude, leave Mo.
But he wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one. The ticket was talking about it too.
I was shocked by, because I actually kind of like those guys, you know.
But I think we live in the day and age where even if it's bad publicity is good because it keeps you, because now you get people engaging on it, because he's probably got more comments on that post than any other one.
Yeah, people disagree.
So as far as like they're concerned, they're like, well, people are engaging. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So I think that they do this shit on purpose.
I think
that they
disagreeable things in the public, especially when they already have a following, because then it just blows them up that much more, you know.
The lighting a firework on the 4th of July.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
In the off season.
No.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
But yeah, I would go if I had to rank the
NFC
North, it would go Lions, then it would go Vikings, Bears, and then Jordan Love is sitting on the bottom of that poll.
Damn.
No love.
Sean, what's your order?
My order is definitely probably very similar. Rio kind of stole my thunder a little bit. I think we're all going to be a little on the same page here, but I think it's I would probably again say Lions, Vikings, and I mean they still got some talent on that team, and then it's a toss up between the Bears and the Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Bears are really overrated, but there's a chance Jordan Love might impress people more than what people are expecting and be able to outdo Justin Fields and the Bears, because I'm still not sold on that.
I'm going to go the same. I'm going to go Lions,
Yeah.
Vikings, Packers, Bears.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
Bears are not.
I just want to know, why does Chicago think that Justin Fields is so good after we watched him all season last year?
Yeah, if you're a Justin Fields fan and you're a Bears fan, go ahead and comment and give us your reasoning. We would love to hear that.
Yeah, we want to know why you believe that, and why the analysts believe that.
Everyone, the hype is
one of the top 3-tier quarterbacks or whatever. Like, I don't see it. I don't get it. I just don't grasp it. From what I saw, he's an excellent running back.
Yeah.
He's playing the wrong position.
Well, that's fair. That's fair because we did watch him a bit. Yeah. We got to see him a lot up close and personal, and he looked like some of his throws looked awful. Dude. But what I guess what they're saying is that DJ Moore has good chemistry and they look really good in camp. And they did make a lot of moves. They traded out. They made great moves, trading out of that first pick and getting DJ Moore, and then still getting the good draft compensation for that, which I think they got an offensive lineman they needed desperately.
And
they're making the right
Fields
moves.
An offensive line too, to be able to throw the ball, you have to have an offensive line. So when let's remember the early days of Stafford. Okay, if you got no protection, you're going to be eating dirt constantly or running for your life, one of the two.
Yeah, but the hype train is getting a little out of control, though.
Agreed.
It's so nuts. I am seeing him ranked way higher than he should be, and I'm like, there's no way that this is real, and it is. It's like
he's got to still have some growing pains, though, right? Like their offensive line may be better. Like I think it's fair to say he's going to be better, and there will be growth. Yeah. But they're jumping all the way up to top 5. Some people, exactly. I'm like, whoa, whoa.
He's consistently in the top 10 talk.
He's a great runner, though. I mean, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
The dual threat thing, though, you got to win games.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Look at Lamar Jackson. I mean, they still haven't he's still young, but I mean, he was the best rushing quarterback that we've ever seen, in my opinion. Yeah. And they've never won a Super Bowl. They've been good.
I think what happens is some of these running quarterbacks, they almost become one-dimensional, and once defenses in the NFL figure that out, it makes it really difficult for that team to be good, because if your number one goal is just to stop the quarterback from running and you're not worried about the pass.
Which, I guess we'll find out soon.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right.
But we do want to hear from Chicago fans. Why do you love Justin Fields?
Or ESPN people. I don't give a crap.
Cock-ass.
All right. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, though.
Yes.
Because we have a lot of time to talk about the Lions and the NFC North. Yeah. I like where we're going with this, but the Detroit Tigers just drafted a player tonight. Number 3 overall.
Right. It is draft
and
day.
it shocked the world, I would say.
Max Clark.
Yes.
Well, we got to play into this a little bit, Sean.
Well, but I mean, that's how I felt when I read it, though. That's that was exactly how
I was like, who?
I knew who he was, but I wasn't flabbergasted by the pick.
It was shocking. Just because I wasn't expecting it.
I thought Wyatt Langford was the right move there, and I'm a
lot of people did.
I'm confused why we didn't do that, but.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Max Clark is a great prospect, and he was a number 1 candidate type of prospect. He's a 5-tool prospect, which is rare. Or not, he's not guaranteed to be a 5-tool. He could be a 5-tool prospect. We don't know. He's a high school player. But the upside there is just huge. But the problem that I have is basically just impatience, because you're talking about a high school player who's going to be like another Jackson Jobe, where he's going to be in the minors for a while.
Yeah.
He's going to go to college and still.
I mean, the whole thing is I'm with
It's tough.
And there was a player who was drafted in high school who went to college and then decided to go to the NFL.
Oh, are you talking about Russell Wilson?
I was talking about
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, yeah. I mean, it happens to a lot of.
He might have should have just went to baseball. But
Oakland A's would have been making money.
Just saying, I don't know that he's really as good as everybody thought he was going to be. But anyway, this is a guy that you. So this goes back to the argument though, best player available. I think that's why it's a hard pill for us to swallow, because any reasonable baseball fan knows that this guy's not going to be on this team for a long time.
Yeah,
and that sucks.
Well, here's one thing,
and we wanted to win now.
Well, we do, but
we've been rebuilding for a long time.
Dude,
it's not unreasonable to want to win.
Yeah, it's just tough.
We've recently got our GM hasn't been around that long though.
No, it's his first year.
That
doesn't matter to fans.
I get it. What you gotta.
I
didn't hire Alavila.
No, but
it's not my fucking fault.
We've talked about this. He put us in the dumpster, dude, and it's been on fire and burning. And I'm not convinced we're ready to win now. I mean, I know we've got some young talent and stuff, but realistically, we're gonna be waiting a few more years.
I know, but it just having to admit that and embrace that. That's what I mean. At the end of the day, it was probably the right move, but it's a tough move.
It's a tough.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a tough move.
You know, with 5 skills, then I'll shut the fuck up.
Well, I'm not gonna say that I'm polished on this guy, but I can tell you that he's extremely fast. So he's a guy that's gonna get. It shows on his defense, and he's going to steal bases all day long.
Cruz, you seen him?
Oh yeah,
dude, he's
nasty. And he's got kind of potential like that, where he's so fast. But it's probably unlikely that he'll ever be like a Torkelson power guy.
Right. Yeah. Well, he's little. Yeah. He's kind of undersized.
So I don't know that's not really necessarily his game. But he's a great batter. Don't get me wrong. But he's kind of more of like, if you can imagine, like a Mookie Betts type player when he was first coming in, like a fast guy that's going to make impact all over the place.
That's like the type of situational batting you want. You don't always need a dinger. Sometimes you
base
need
hit.
Well, you're supposed to already have one.
Base hit scores runs.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you've got Torkelson and you've got Green, and Torkelson comes and develops into what I think he's going to be, then he's a perfect batter.
Yeah, he just needs somebody on the base to bring home then.
Yeah.
But he's also, they said he can throw like 97 miles per hour in the outfield. Like, he can just launch it. So he's a good defender too.
Dude, you don't know how big of an asset it is to have an outfielder who can put it on a line.
That's what I'm saying.
Who can put it on a line all the way home.
Ooh, as somebody's rounding third.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing better too than watching that, and you're like, oh, you're
just like, what a gunslinger,
dude.
I think it's fair though. It's just like when we were going through this with the Lions. It's fair for fans to be frustrated that the rebuild's going to last that long. Yeah. But I will say this, that you can still find players while you develop your farm system. Baseball isn't as dependent on the draft like every other sport. Like, when you're in basketball, your draft is critical to whether or not you're going to be good. Yeah. And in this day and age, stars aren't moving like they used to. You have to draft well. Yeah. Every good team that's drafting, you just saw the Nuggets win with Jokic and Murray and stuff. Boston, all these teams that are good are drafting well, and they're drafting the talent, and it's immediately moving into the team.
Results,
and NFL is the same way. Baseball, your farm system is delayed.
Yeah, baseball.
You know that's not going to be. We're just antsy, and I think it's fair for fans to be antsy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what?
And I was a little frustrated. I'm just saying, I see the upside to it too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the opposite, perspective.
What drove the anxiety, or the anxiousness, I should say, was also seeing our teams win. Seeing the Tigers put together a good month of May. You know, was it May?
June.
June.
Yeah. When
we were like one game back, and everything was golden, and it was never gonna stop, and we were gonna be going into the playoffs, and then we go ahead and lose.
No, that would have been like May. I thought that was May.
Was it May?
It might have been May.
Yeah, they've been bad for a minute now.
And so we were like, there is light, only to get that light stomped, pissed on, put out, buried. It's been tough.
Yeah, but you know what? This is the thing that that we need to keep in mind, that maybe not this year, but if they can get some batting help in the offseason, they could be good next year. Because I don't know if you guys saw Tariq Skubal came back, and he looks good. Yeah. Yep. So they've got some pitchers that are actually, and they still haven't even gotten Casey Mize back. And then their bullpen has been lights out. You see Lorenzen got an all-star
invite. Yeah.
So
got to combine.
This team might not be as far away as people think. So just because Max Clark might not be the guy that was going to take us there right now, it doesn't mean that we can't turn the corner.
Right.
You know.
Skubal, is that the one who was dealing with the mental health issues?
No, he was hurt.
Okay.
Austin Meadows.
Meadows.
And he's supposed to be a bat too.
Yeah, Meadows is looking like he's starting to come around again. And that'd be awesome if we actually get.
That should be a big bat that we're missing.
Oh my goodness! I mean, honestly, take as much time as you need, Meadows. We're not winning this year, but it would be awesome, to see
if they can get him back healthy, and then they sign somebody else.
And bring him back up, because that was a name that we were all excited for when we heard. I was like, okay, another bat, awesome, But yeah, like I said, take all the time that you need. There's no rush, but
I didn't realize
to hear his name coming back up too.
I guess it was kind of out of sight, out of mind. I didn't realize that Tariq Skubal was doing so good last year too. I had some notes on here that in his first 11 starts, he had a 2.3 ERA over 65 and third innings, and he was in the running for American League Cy Young.
Yeah, I did see that.
And then he comes back from his injury, and he's pitching well already again. And I'm like, okay. So I don't think it's any time for us. If anything, it's frustrating, but if this is a long-term play, you know what I mean? I don't think Riley Green's going anywhere. I think Torkelson's still got a year or two to figure out his bat. We got a little time.
Max Clark, welcome to Detroit. Welcome to the organization. We're excited. Hopefully, we can have you on the podcast and do a little interview with you at some point.
Yeah, go to Vanderbilt and knock it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Learn some more skills.
You can't wait.
Or the Tigers.
Yep.
LSU Tigers, the Florida Gators. You can go to any of them schools.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Exactly.
I'm not down on this team as much anymore.
Patient, but I guess we have to be.
We don't.
We still love you.
We love you. Did we want you to put the fucking old English D on and start playing tomorrow, maybe?
You have.
We're desperate, okay?
Shit.
He's like 17 years old. He's a baby.
Oh shit.
He's doesn't matter.
5 years older than my kid. It's like, dude, get out there. You got this, dude. I believe in you.
Smack his ass.
A lot of pressure, right? Smack his ass.
Yeah.
I brought your cup for you.
Get out there in right field.
At home. I brought your cup.
But I'm Jackson Jobe has been back too, and he's been every time I see him pitch, he's killing it too. So they've got a number of pitchers that are coming. I'm definitely not worried about this year, but I'm starting to see some light. They've got some aces at their pitching, and that's adding bats. I think is easier. I think it's easier than trying to get multiple aces and get a bullpen. Yeah. To me, I think it is. I think it's easier to buy a bat. I really do.
Oh, yeah, because everybody knows who the big bats are.
How much money is coming off after Mickey?
It's definitely the highest amount. I don't have that number, but he's definitely getting paid.
Paying him for a couple years.
No, this is it.
Done.
Yeah, this is it.
His contract's fully done after this year.
Fuck.
Yeah.
We love Mickey too, though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Mickey. And after you retire, we want to have you on the podcast and do an interview.
Oh, we would love that. Yeah.
Just hit us up whenever you want to come on by, and we'll make some room for you at the table. Levi's got a little room next to him.
Yeah, I can scooch over.
Yeah.
We got Coronas too.
Yeah, so hit us up, Mickey. Hit us up, Max. These interviews always open. We probably won't even interview. We'll probably make you interview us.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be
any questions.
Interesting.
So another team just drafted two in the Detroit Red Wings. So I don't know how well you guys follow the Wings, but it's another Detroit team that we all care about and we all love. They actually just signed a DeBrincat too, which has been a speculation for a while.
That's a nice stick. That's a nice stick.
That's a scorer right there.
I didn't hear that.
That's what we've needed.
Yep, they finally did. It's been in the works for a while.
It's inked. Yeah.
Well, they ran into some problems, I think, or something.
Yep, and they got rid of that Zadina, and they're kind of moving in the right. They're moving in the right direction. So they drafted at 9th overall this guy, Nate Danielson, who's a pretty well-rounded player. This is a center who's pretty legit. I mean, I was doing some research on him. I watched some video on him, and he looks like a very patient guy. Yeah. His patience is just like very, very, very impressive, especially for a young guy. And so he's more of a playmaker. He's not a sniper. But when I was watching him, he has this way of like manipulating people to get out of the way to set somebody up. So he would draw like people all the way to one side, and then he would send a perfect pass to somebody else wide open for a goal.
Yeah, just setting it up.
But he was he was methodical. Yeah. Like he looks like a smart,
the magician.
And that's critical, man, because when you can do that and you're tricking people out there, you don't even have to be the fastest or have the hardest shot. You're just playing games with them.
Yeah. I thought I heard or read or something that he's one of the better scoring defensive players or something?
No, that's Axel. That's the guy they got. The other guy.
That's the second guy.
Yeah, they said he's one of the best scoring defenders.
Yes, that was 17. Is he?
Yeah,
17?
we got him 17th, and it sounds like that was a bit of a steal.
Yeah, he's like sending them from deep.
Yeah,
he and they're fucking like knuckle pucks. Baby.
Oh, I love old knuckle puck.
He's a knuckle pucker, man.
That's awesome.
Just straight in the trash can.
Yeah.
It's either right down the hole or it's breaking a window. It's either going to hit somebody in the crowd or it's going straight through that net.
It's knocking over a kid's ice cream.
Right. the net burns whenever he shoots
what a
it through.
Good movie though.
Oh my gosh!
Hey,
also
but
spawns Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore. Excuse me. His dad gets taken out by one of Axel's knuckle pucks.
That's funny.
There's hope in Detroit Red Wings area though.
Oh yeah, no,
that's a huge signing for him to get that guy. Two great picks. Yeah, Yzerman's got a plan here.
Yeah. Yzerman, the Y man, he's bringing it together. We almost made our podcast. We almost named it Lions, Tigers, and Ponies That Fly, and we almost had a Pegasus with red wings. Ponies that fly, but it was just a little too clunky. So we ended up dropping the last that
we did?
Fly. You remember that? Lions, Tigers, and Ponies That Fly? Cause
we were spitballing a lot of things. I can't remember.
There was about 100 names coming out that night.
Well,
about 150 names, maybe. But we just we liked Lions, Tigers, and Ponies, and we just kind of
short and sweet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Short and sweet. The Unofficial Detroit Sports Podcast was also a separate name.
I feel like that's still us, though.
Yeah, it is. Well, it was like. That was one of the names that we thought about rolling with. What if we're just the Unofficial Detroit Sports Podcast?
Yeah, it's like a movie title that's too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But we became the Lions, Tigers, and Ponies Podcast. And I still throw that Unofficial Detroit Sports because it's so good, man. It's such a good tag.
Yeah,
it's such a good tag, dude.
And it's true.
We were cooking.
It's true.
We were cooking, man.
Well, so I think that you've got all three of those teams all have some we've injected some hope into the future, and I think that's what we need desperately.
Yes.
So I was optimistic they were going to get the deal done with DeBrincat, and I'm really excited that they did because that's a huge.
Yeah,
when you guys told me that, I was like,
I read it just before I walked in.
Yes,
it's done.
They've been rumoring it for like the past couple of weeks, but I don't think he had a little bit of a rough year last year with his plus and minus, and that's what Tucker and I had this conversation. But you get a guy who can score like this guy's all-star material. Mm-hmm. That's a huge signing. Yeah. And then you're going to get him with a good coach and a good, I trust Yzerman to get
a nice young core.
Yeah, I'm so happy he's here.
You bring in somebody who can score. I mean,
I'll go back down to Little Caesars, go see the Red Wings play.
I went last year. It was a good time, dude.
For Red Wings?
Oh, yeah. I took Keegan and Kayla, and we went down there.
We need to get down there.
I'm going to find a Tuesday night. I'm going to get booked at the Detroit House of Comedy for that Tuesday, and then we'll all go to a game after.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
get a hotel down there.
Fuck yeah.
Detroit House of Comedy. Holler at your boy Rio.
Yeah, I've been there 4 times. They love me. You know. It's a lot of fun. It's right down there too. It's right next to Hockey Town.
Perfect.
So the Hockey Town Cafe.
Yeah, we walked past it when we went to the Pistons game.
Yep, and it's pretty lit. My friend Kyle Forsyth runs that club. You guys go follow him. You got follow us. Shit, follow us.
That's right.
We got a TikTok. What's our TikTok, Levi?
Every time.
LTP podcast.
LTP podcast.
And we're gonna start getting some more content coming out. We're still working on this.
There has been a little lag in the TikToks, but tonight I'm giving all the info, all the data here too. I'm gonna let you copy everything too. So
we've got to get some out to the masses here. So I hate to transition like this, but those are all some pretty good things. I'm pretty excited about some of those things, but unfortunately, it's not all good news for me because the Pistons made some questionable fucking moves.
Monty Williams did?
It wouldn't be him. It would be Weaver.
Oh, shit.
And he was not my dream Weaver.
No.
Levi is not happy right now.
What's been going on with the Pistons that has...
Well, they were in a top 5 cap space going into the free agency. They had $30 million to spend. And so, shit. They were talking about Jeremy Grant, Cam Johnson.
Oh, Miles Bridges' name came up.
DeAndre Ayton. I mean,
we ended up getting Joe Harris.
Yeah.
Who's Joe Harris?
Well, that says it all, folks.
Shooting guard, forward for Brooklyn. Great 3-point shooter, but he's on the back 9 of his career, and his career wasn't exactly like the greatest golf course to begin with.
Yeah.
This is like El Dorado.
Ironwood. No, this is like Ironwood.
Ironwood, that's rough.
No, it's a little better than Ironwood.
Okay, let's give him El Dorado. Like it might have been good at one point, but it's a little overpriced, and
we paid him a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's way better options.
No, we didn't pay him. We took on his contract. So okay, so this is the thing, and I hate bringing a turd to the table if I don't have a Kleenex to pick it up, and I don't know exactly what the right move was, but we spent $28 million out of $30 million on Monty Morris and Joe Harris.
Yeah,
and so one of my questions here is that like the depth chart now doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me because you have
too many guards.
Yeah, you have a potential lineup of let's say Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey. Osor Thompson, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Jalen Duren. That's what a lot of people are projecting. Well, Bojan at 4 is fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
He's going to guard Paolo Banchero.
No.
When? How?
Yeah, exactly.
With what army?
Dusted.
Oh,
so
dust.
Are you kidding me?
That's a terrible.
He's going to break.
Yeah. Dude, he can't even move that fast.
He's going to get bodied. And there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams like Cleveland too that are rolling out like Evan Mobley at the 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Jabari Smith at the 4, Karl Anthony Towns at the 4.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
So he obviously can't do that. So maybe they play matchup game, but like when you look at that though, Monty Morris is going to be your backup point guard. So then like Killian Hayes doesn't have minutes. We didn't trade him. We didn't do anything with that.
Yeah, how is he still here?
So he's just buried on the depth chart.
Killian Hayes, former lottery pick. A lot of promise, not that much results.
Send us some trade offers.
Yeah, fully expected him to get dealt.
Okay, but what about Marcus Sacer, who's only like 6'1"?
Yeah.
Is he not going to play point guard?
I mean, he might be our 4.
No. Who?
But you get what I'm saying?
No, I
so
get
like the odd man out here would be Killian Hayes, but then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, sure, but why did you traded up to get Marcus Sacer, and now he's going to be behind Monty Morris on the depth chart? Or are you going to play him at shooting guard? Then why did you pick up Alec Burks' contract?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I know you can never have too many good players, but I'm like a little confused here. Like, I don't know what this, like, is Alec Burke going to be a backup?
I'm trying to make it make sense in my head right now, and I'm like definitely having like one of those brain fart
All right,
moments.
let me ask you this.
Have you ever seen a puzzle where there's copycat puzzle pieces and the whole thing actually doesn't go together? That's what we're dealing with here. It's like a puzzle that actually doesn't fit together.
Yeah, I don't think, because this is where it gets even deeper. We're into level 3 of the Matrix. Now you guys both said Bojan Bogdanovic cannot play at the 3 or at the 4, and I agree with that. No. That's crazy. I mean, you could maybe run a couple small ball lineups, but that's pretty asinine. And then you have, if you do that, then now you have all these fucking big guys. You're gonna have Marvin Bagley, James Wiseman, Jalen Duren, and Isaiah Thomas, or Isaiah Stewart, all on the bench. They're all gonna sit on the bench.
No.
So why did you? And then the dumbest part of all of this.
Trying to drive like competition in the summer.
I don't know, but I mean the worst part of this for me is that if you say that Joe Harris, who we traded for, take on that big contract, $20 million, one of our biggest contracts, and Bojan Bogdanovic are 3s. Well, we just drafted Osor Thompson, who's showing promise in the summer league.
Yeah.
So how the fuck does this work?
Dude, he looks solid, man.
Yeah.
Duren looks solid in the summer league.
But how do you play? Your 2 highest paid people are Bojan Bogdanovic and Joe Harris, who are probably going to have to play either 2 or 3. Man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you almost need to like clear house.
Are these like player-friendly deals like FCDC is getting with his players, 1-year deals?
Yeah. Like, Joe Harris expires.
Okay.
So that's the only silver lining I'll say is that
that's what I need to hear.
I know, but this is the thing.
Joe Harris, Monty Williams might like Joe Harris's style and might want Monty to learn it and pick it up, and so he has a year of grooming.
I think that's fair. That's fair, but there's definitely some confusion on that depth chart.
No, this is me grasping at straws right
You're
now.
playing devil's advocate here.
This is me like trying to find like
a reason,
little loose thread.
What's your thoughts on this, Sean?
I'm not a huge fan of really the
he
whole.
Was scratching his head while you were saying this.
I'm like,
what?
Yeah,
I'm thinking like, we got some overlapping issues here for sure.
And how do you sit?
Not to mention that like, I don't really see like an all-star anywhere there.
Okay, and if you're going to suck next year, which we know we're not going to be winning, then you have to play your young guys, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So then why do you take on Joe Harris and Bogdanovich? Like,
right when I saw Joe Harris signing, I already questioned that.
It's got to be veteran presence or something. He's got to value the veteran presence in the locker room.
But I just don't. You can't. I do not want to turn on. Okay, look at this though. Cade, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren. And I think you could even say Azar Thompson have to get minutes. Mm-hmm. They have to get minutes. They all play different positions. That's a point guard, a shooting guard, a small forward, and a center. They have to play. Yep. You could trade anybody else, but those 4 people at those positions have to get playing time. And that makes me concerned because you have some major questions there. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to go through another year of watching Corey Joseph playing point guard instead of Killian Hayes on a 17-win team. You're letting a veteran play and not playing.
I didn't understand that either. And so that's the whole thing with Killian Hayes is because he had huge potential. Dude, and we haven't gotten to see him develop really at all.
There was flashes.
Hey, you want to know something crazy? A crazy fact? He's still younger than Marcus Sasser. He's 21 years old and Marcus is 22.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I feel kind of bad for bagging on him like that.
I
actually, you know what? For being how young he is, he just had 3 years in the league.
Yeah.
And it's debatable if Dwayne Casey's even a good coach.
Yes, dude.
That's very debatable.
Killian Hayes is even being utilized correctly. That's also a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That little factoid right there just kind of like lit the candle for the Killian Hayes, okay.
I know, and you better not fucking trade him to San Antonio or something like that, and give Popovich a defensive ace guard who conveniently develops a 3-point shot and turns into the next. That's what I'm saying. He turns into the next Chris Middleton, and we all are like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But now you just clogged up the point guard, and he's never gonna get any minutes. And I don't know. Maybe it's time to get over the Killian Hayes. I like Marcus Sasser, but. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Also, another good defensive point.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah, that's wild.
And that's actually, if you're going to make a case that Marcus Sasser is valuable, then a guy who's 21 and has like 3 years NBA experience.
Yes, that's invaluable. You kidding me? That kind of experience.
So maybe there's another trade coming that'll make this all make more sense.
And I'm thinking there's got to be some trades that they're planning on working out. They might even be talking about some trades to other teams that we don't have news on yet, because it is seeming like real clogged up. It's like you poured bacon grease down the kitchen sink. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, something's not.
You know what? You just said that. What was probably most likely the most plausible thing is that there are some, because at the end of the season, I would have gone down putting money that Killian Hayes is gone, Beef Stew is gone, and Bog is gone. So.
Teams are still interested in Bog.
Yeah, and I think that would be a good piece to trade.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of those 3 players, or if a couple of those 3 players still get dealt. Yeah. You heard it here first on the Lion, Tigers, and Ponies podcast.
Yeah, I could see Bogdanovich going for picks and clearing up some space. Yep. But I don't know. I guess part of me just wanted to get some sort of a power forward. I wanted us to take a chance on somebody.
We had $30 million with like limitless options.
Yeah.
I wish we would have traded for Obi Toppin from New York. Yeah. A power forward who has bounce, who showed a 3-point shot. Like, upside of that, we like these projects. Why not take him? Pacers got him for nothing. Yeah. We traded a 2nd-round pick, and so that's kind of my frustration. Is if we were going to take on contracts, boy, I don't know if this one really makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah. But you want to know another reason why fans are pissed, and I think that this is rightfully so. When is our time? Okay, think about this. When we took on Kemba Walker last year and Alec Burks and that whole deal, we took on all of that money. And you know what New York did? Went and signed Jalen Brunson.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? Jalen Brunson killed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was killing it in the playoffs.
You want us to make one of those moves? You want us to?
No, I just feel like we're just facilitating everybody else. We're just like, hey, we'll take all your fucking money, and we had to buy out Kemba, so we ended up just paying him all that money, and for what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's not. Tough. But if you think about it, if you go back further, when we took on Blake Griffin's contract, Clippers were clearing out house, and they wanted to get rid of all that money, and they went and signed Paul George and traded for Kawhi Leonard.
Yep, and then they went to the.
They went ham after that, dude.
Because we took all their shitty money,
their dirty laundry, and they just look clean. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Nobody wants our dirty laundry. Do you guys remember? By the way, you remember Josh Smith?
Yeah.
How bad was that?
We took on that money too. That's what I'm saying. Year after year, you go back, we've taken on so much bad money.
Where did we get him from? Atlanta?
Yeah.
But he had a shitload of money, and they were trying to offload his contract. So we're always facilitating these moves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was Van Gundy era, wasn't it?
Yeah, we took on James. That whole James Wiseman thing was to help try to clear out money for them too, because they knew that they were going to be in there. So it's like, and now they got Chris Paul. Well, they were probably not going to use James Wiseman, and now they're going to get Chris Paul along with that backcourt. It just seems like a lot of these moves, we're always taking on this money, and there's more than that. Yeah. We're taking on these contracts, and then we're helping other teams, and they can go make their moves that they want to do.
Reggie Jackson.
I'm just saying, when do we make our moves that we want to do? Yeah. When are we going to make moves? And you want to know the fucked up thing about this? I went back and looked at every transaction over the past 5 years because I was just pissed about this. Yeah,
Joe Harris really got.
And guess what I found? And guess what I uncovered?
Lots of bad stuff.
Guess what I uncovered?
We still are paying Carmelo.
We essentially we traded Bruce Brown for what equated to Sadiq Bey. Okay, so we traded Bruce Brown for a pick that ended up being Sadiq Bey.
Was Sadiq Bey also a lottery pick?
Yeah. Well, right? No, I think lottery pick's only top 10, right? 10. And he was like 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we traded for Sadiq Bey, and then we turned around and developed Sadiq for what, 2 years? Yeah. And then we traded him for like 2 second-round picks.
That's terrible.
So we traded, and think about this. If you were to go back to that depth chart, Bruce Brown is a 3 and D player who was a lockdown defender that could have played 3 that we traded to get a shittier version of that in Sadiq Bey, and then we traded Sadiq Bey for 2 second rounds.
So we just lost twice.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah. That's an avalanche right there.
It doesn't look good.
I like Jeremy Grant, too. I like Jeremy Grant when we had Jeremy Grant.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to be a pessimistic about this, but I don't know if you guys are familiar with Kevin Porter. He's the guy who's been pretty good over there in Houston. We traded him for a second-round pick. We've already talked about the Chris Middleton. We've just made all of these trades, and I'm like,
Kevin
yet to
Porter
see.
Was on our team? He was a Piston?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, we traded him for a second-round pick.
We drafted him?
Yes. Well, I don't know if we might have drafted for rights or whatever, but he was a Detroit Piston. We traded him.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
Because it all.
Okay. Never saw him in a Pistons jersey.
I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying that all of these things, like when you see like Bruce Brown going, you're like, oh, okay, well we got a pick, and then you drafted Sadiq Bey, and we were all like, oh, great, we got Sadiq Bey. Yeah. Well, that didn't pan out. Like, when is our time? What's our move? When are we?
We traded him. He was a. I think he was starter. Decent. Yeah, he was a starter. He was hitting the deep ball. He had a good transition. And we got.
Well, Chris Middleton stings real bad still. That's one of.
But all these things happened after that. All these transactions have happened after that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These are all moves that have happened after that. So that's my issue. Is just that
it's like we don't learn from our mistakes.
Well, it's just that every single year it seems like we're always like, well, we're saving up. This is what I keep reading. Well, we have a bunch of cap for next year. Well, Joe Harris will come off the books next year. This person comes off. When is our time though? When do we go for it? So it was next year.
This year we had tons of money.
They told us last year that this free agency this year was better.
Yeah.
So that's why we were keeping all these team-friendly deals. We just keep kicking the can. So when do we get good? When do we make an actual move? What are we going to do next year? Take on another?
Because I swear they were saying last year that the Pistons this year were going to be like top 5.
No, Detroit's catching some buzz.
Top 5 money available or something.
For what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And we got Joe Harris.
Right.
And I think he played for like Virginia or something maybe. I don't know.
We're catching the
doesn't matter.
No, not at all.
There's like a little spark here in Detroit right now that I can honestly credit to MCDC. Motor City Dan Campo.
Yep.
That I feel like it's starting to become a little bit more of a destination spot for these players. He's bringing out that kind of like fan drive, and players notice. And it's not just one type of sport that notices it either.
Yeah, we need it. We need it for sure.
And so when a player knows that they're going to a city that is actually gonna like appreciate what they're doing, you know, it kind of changes that mindset a little bit. And I think that's why we just feel like our time is now. You know, we have this buzz, we have this good vibes, we want our sports teams to succeed, and I think it's getting through to the players. You know, so
or maybe we're just getting impatient because we want it.
The problem is it.
I want it so fucking
I know.
bad. I want it bad, people. You hear me, YouTube?
Well, not many cities have had it like we've had it for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Garbage and garbage and garbage and
Did I send
garbage.
you guys that picture that I saw like the last time
Yeah.
all the Detroit teams have won like a playoff?
The most recent one was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
2008
No, the Red Wings I thought had like 13 or something like that. I thought 2013.
No, they won in 2008.
Well, okay. Either way, it's been really rough, and I think we have.
Years.
I love the players that they got. Don't get me wrong. I love our young core, and I've watched. I actually watched a little bit of summer league today when we got stomped by the Rockets, and there's really a lot to like about Oscar Thompson. I think Jay Nivey is going to be. I think people are sleeping on what this guy's about to do.
He is so good.
And you got Duren and stuff. The rest of I don't have any problem with that. I love our core. This is a real core four. It wasn't that fucking. Whatever that shit was they tried playing a couple years ago. This is the real core.
Yeah, right.
And I'm good with it. I like it. But I just, I don't know.
It's the extra pieces that are questionable.
No, but
Miles Bridges playing against questionable too.
Has he?
They're like, we just gave LaMelo that max. We need cheap players.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Michigan State guy through and through, but I got to question some of the decision making.
I was also
you know what I mean?
telling MCDC to take Jalen Carter. All right, that tells you.
Rio was getting real desperate.
Yeah,
that tells you the state that I am at. All right.
It's like, do you guys remember? I think it was the University of Miami back in like maybe the 90s or something. They called him like.
Yeah,
they had
with Deion or what was it, Michael Irving and all them.
Yeah, they called him like, what was their nickname?
I don't know, but they were.
It was like something like Criminal U or something. I don't know what they called them. Dude, yeah. It was the convicts versus the. That's what it was.
The Longest Yard?
No, it was
Notre. About the Burt Reynolds movie?
No, this was
versus the
no. It was like the bad boys of college football.
No, it was the Catholics versus the Cons or something like that, and it was Notre Dame versus University of Miami. It was like, they called them like the Catholics versus the convicts or something.
Because they were wearing like chains and dancing and stuff.
It was bad. It was bad.
I believe it.
Dude, I swear this was like a thing.
It.
All right, if you
I wasn't old enough to really know, but I have heard of it. You know.
Well, the swagger was probably pretty addicted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like everybody loves a good swagger. Yeah. Remember the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Dirty Birds? Dude, everybody was an Atlanta fan for a little bit there.
Oh yeah.
Get some swag in there. So, but if you're talking about the city coming back around, then I have a question for you.
All right.
Who is more important to the city of Detroit, Jared Goff or Cade Cunningham?
I gotta say Jared Goff.
Yeah, man. You know this is a football town before it's a basketball town. I mean, we love all of them. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I love Cade Cunningham.
Yeah. And I think that year off hurt him. Okay, it's Jared Goff. Only because Jared Goff is our only realistic hope to win the championship.
Thank you.
I hear you, but I'm going to go Cade just because I feel like he's the one that the kids are going to want to look up to. I feel like he's got the swagger in the game to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jared Goff's not as cool as
nobody's like out in the yard like, I'm Jared Goff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
he doesn't have the swag.
Yeah, like playing 500 like Jared Goff's arm.
That's like
I don't.
That's like, do you want to be like Justin Jefferson or Kirk Cousins?
Yeah,
you know
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no swag
like
there.
Everyone likes Justin Jefferson, but the kids don't care really about Kirk Cousins.
It's only because if Kirk Cousins started doing the gritty first, then it'd be all about Kirk Cousins.
But Kirk Cousins does go hard on like the team airplane and stuff. Have you guys seen those videos?
Yeah,
got, like, chains on and stuff. Like, oh yeah.
But
maybe we'll see some of that this year from Goff, where he'll lighten up.
There was just a post where Jared Goff was all iced out. He was in the buffs. He had rings and chains on.
No,
he was in his Lions gear.
I feel like I might have seen this. But hey, that's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
If he wants to take that throne. Because
there was a popular meme of him dressed as B-Rad. You guys remember that?
B-Rad?
From Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy.
Movie. Don't be hating. You know, like anytime he won a game, you just saw that "Don't be hating" like all over.
That's awesome.
But
B-Rad.
If he can embrace that, that would be critical because that would be what we need in this city and show a little something because Minnesota embraced that with Kirk Cousins for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So if he can show something like that that's relatable, then it's all good. But
and that's all you need.
I know if the Pistons could get good and you have somebody young like Cade who's a baller, like
who's just ice cold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If Cade, now, if
and
Cade
cool.
Starts, like,
we need that player that like when the game's tied up. You guys remember these Pistons back in the day when we had like Rip and Chauncey. Remember Chauncey was nasty, dude. And all of a sudden the game's like it's
ice
like
cold.
91-90, ticking down. Hit Chauncey. Game buzzer beater.
Chauncey
got
was,
it. You're like,
Chauncey
let's
was
go.
Yeah, and he'd only shoot like 10 shots a whole game, but it would
he
be the
always
most
made
important
it.
shots.
Always made it.
We don't know where you're at right now. If
We
you're in
freaking
Denver or
love
not,
you.
But if you want to jump on the podcast for an interview, shoot, you're always more than welcome. Right?
Or
Just hit us up.
ask us questions.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? We won't even interview you. You'll interview us. It'll be funny.
But no, that's what Cade needs to. That's what Cade needs to become, though. Is that guy? You know what I mean?
No, Cade will. Jared needs to become that because we're so close with the Lions that we're gonna start winning some games and stuff. But for the kids, for the culture, we need a hero. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see it with golf because you said too. You're like I'm not ready to buy a golf jersey. Yeah. I don't even see them for sale. I don't even see them for sale.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen had a Hendon Hooker jersey when he came to Detroit.
He jumped right over. Yeah. He jumped right over golf and he said, Hendon Hooker. Well, he's probably a Tennessee guy.
Yeah, he's a Tennessee Volunteer fan. Yeah, he loves the Tennessee Volunteers. Yeah. Yeah, he loves the Volunteers.
Okay, well, good for him, but
we need a booster like Morgan Wallen for the bitch.
Well, dude, he bought the Lions jersey. I like that. You know?
Can you imagine if Hendon Hooker's jersey was outselling Jared Goff's?
I do imagine it, and it probably is a reality.
I don't know. I don't think so yet.
I think the kids will buy into it if he can have a good year. But if he throws that goddamn ball out of bounds on fourth down, even the kids are gonna be like, "Fuck this guy!
Fuck you, Jared!"
Yeah.
Hey, son, watch your mouth.
So I think he could take it. Yeah. All right, last question. Last question of the night, right here.
All right.
Who would improve the current relative team? Lions or Pistons? A prime Calvin Johnson or a prime Grant Hill?
Oh fuck, dude.
So take your teams right now.
Yeah.
That we talked about. You infuse Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Or you infuse Grant Hill. Which team's better?
Real, you want to take it first?
All right, I'll let you go first because I've been jumping the gun all day and I don't want to steal your thunder.
He's excited. He's excited.
So I'll let you go first.
Very excited.
I'll let you go first.
So I absolutely have to go with Megatron. Only due to the fact that, like, this dude was snagging touchdowns in triple coverage like it was nothing, dude. I don't care.
Best wide receiver ever.
Ever, dude. When you watch his highlight films, he was insane. And even when I watched it in real life, and then recently I've gone back and watched highlight films, I'm even more in awe now than what I was then watching it real time. And I love Grant Hill, don't get me wrong, but Calvin Johnson changes the game, dude.
Yeah, he never had a coach like Matt Patricia either.
Right.
I think it's funny, too, because you see these players that are pissed. They're so pissed that Dan Campbell's at this team.
Oh, that's so funny.
All these ex-players are, like, salty.
Yeah.
Like, did you see Eric Ebron, too? Like, all these ex-players. Now, you see Calvin coming back around, they're like, oh, now you guys get a fucking good offensive coordinator and a good defensive coordinator and a good coach, and you have a good owner, and you're drafting good players. Like, this guy got fucking smacked all the time over the middle field. Jump up. He jumped like 10 feet in the air like a goddamn superhero.
Right
Catch the ball, and he'd get both sides.
Oh, yeah.
Then a fucking cruncher.
Oh, yeah. You ever seen a
time
trash
after time?
compactor? That's what was happening.
And they never won a playoff game.
No, we're also a little thin. Apparently, we're a little thin at the wide receiver.
Really?
I don't think we are. But
I don't think so.
That's what I've been hearing on the web. That people aren't taking
the World Wide Web.
Yeah, people aren't taking Khalif Raymond.
Why?
And Reynolds.
Serious?
Exactly.
I think they're good.
They're the same receivers that we just hit number 4 overall offense last year with.
Yeah, no, I think they're good.
But that is one thing that I've noticed is a lot of people are like, oh, what are they gonna do at wide receiver? They don't have any.
Why? Just because Jameson Williams isn't playing? It's like, dude, we got options. We got options.
Khalif Raymond is a fucking Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know. But regardless of So you put Calvin Johnson on that lineup, and then our big three is going to be Calvin Johnson, Jameson Williams, and then we got Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And Laporta?
Oh, yes.
And Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. And Jahmyr Gibbs?
Gibbs.
And David Montgomery.
Oh, that's a guaranteed Super Bowl right there.
What?
Guaranteed.
I hate to say this.
Fuck out of my face.
I don't want to distract from this, but I saw a graphic that said since 2020, I think it was, that the NFL leader in broken tackles was Josh Jacobs with 86, and the second place was David Montgomery with 85.
Yeah,
let's go.
Over Derrick Henry, over the like.
I actually have read that he's a really good.
That's impressive.
So
yeah.
You know who were the top 2 leading tackle breakers in the draft this year? Number 1 was Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Sam Laporta.
Yep.
Really?
Tackle breakers.
I know. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I know. Laporta looked like baby Gronk out there, and not the shitty one.
He looks like he's covered in oil.
Not the weird one.
Not the weird one.
He looks like he's covered in oil.
Yeah,
butter.
just like a pig, an oiled pig running through the high school halls.
He just takes that
it's
homemade
like
butter and just wipes it all
they
over.
grab them and just slide
Yeah.
right off.
It really does. It looks like a high school prank. They let the oiled pig run through the halls, and everybody's trying to grab him. It's
cool.
impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, but I have to play devil's advocate on this, and the only reason I'll say Grant Hill, as much as I love Calvin and I can't imagine him on that team, basketball is only a 5-player sport, and if you took Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey and Duran and added Grant Hill, I don't know if you guys remember Grant Hill. Prime Grant Hill was unlike anything this NBA had seen. Mm-hmm. He was the athletic super freak passer. You know that he was very skilled.
And he had size.
Yeah, he was kind of like I don't know how to like describe him, because like this was kind of before shooting was as important as it is now. Mm-hmm. But with his skill set and with his athleticism, he was a game changer.
And he's the reason
he was a superstar.
Number 1 teal jersey that you saw.
Ooh,
if you saw
that teal old jersey,
if you saw original teal jersey, that was Grant Hill jersey.
Oh, yeah.
There was no other player that you would see in that teal jersey. I mean, I'm sure they made them.
Nobody bought them though.
But exactly. If you see a vintage teal jersey right now, I guarantee you 99 out of 100 times it's a fucking Grant Hill.
You have, but I think Jaden Ivey's an all-star, especially watching him in this past summer league, and just what he's a man among boys in the summer league. You have all-stars at almost every position. That's a year or two away from a championship. So
you think we're sitting pretty outside of some questionable decisions recently.
I would take either one of those teams, but
yeah.
What are we looking at, Levi? What's the timer at on the recorder right now? Do you see it?
1 hour and 3 minutes.
1 hour and 3 minutes.
Not bad.
You know what? We're getting pretty good at nailing this fucking this content down.
We are. We could have kept going, but we're good.
That's solid though, man.
It's good.
Do you got any fun questions for today?
We can handle one. Okay. All right. It's a would you rather.
Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. Would you rather have swamp ass or be freezing cold all the time?
Ooh. I'm going to let Rio handle this to begin with.
He's taking the mic off. Okay. He's going rogue.
Okay. All right. This is a heavy,
literally
heavy question. 1. Swamp ass is terrible.
It's the worst.
If you have never had a serious case of swamp ass,
who hasn't had that?
Like,
which fucking angel from heaven has never gotten swamp ass once in their life?
If you're like 12 years old, you don't know what swamp ass is.
The
really?
the cases of swamp ass. I don't know.
Not like a full
not like
male.
an adult.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Well, I don't know. Levi's dad used to have him working.
Oh,
Levi's dad used to have him working at a young age. He probably experienced swamp ass
up on a roof.
Oh, I remember up on the roof working with you guys.
So, I would say being cold. Being cold all the time. Well, question, I don't know if it helps or if I'm allowed. Does dressing warmer help me?
No, and wearing a diaper won't help your swamp ass either. It's going to be wet. It's going to be moist.
I'm doing cold. I don't want soppy underwear.
Can you imagine the rash you would have if you had swamp ass all the time?
No.
That's my answer.
I'm honestly, easily just gonna bow out and be like, I'll just take freezing cold because, dude,
hard nipples and goose flesh. All right, like that's.
I mean,
right.
I work construction. Okay.
Oh yeah, that might be that.
Swamp ass is kind of like unstoppable. It happens when you're in construction, and the immediate thought is, I need to get home as soon as possible and take a shower. You know what I mean?
I gotta get rid of this.
When you're working outside in the 90-degree heat and the sun's beating down on you, have to wear pants too. You can't wear shorts.
Yeah.
Like you have to have pants and work boots. You know what I mean? And a hard hat on. Yeah. Dude, you're sweating, dude. You have no choice.
This isn't a tall tale though. That's what's fucked up.
For a long
No. I'm saying like this isn't based off of just some random would you rather. I used to work with somebody, and that's why I made this question.
They pick swamp ass.
No, not that.
They had it.
They lived it.
Oh.
This guy was like extremely obese, but he was on his feet all the time, right? Super cool guy. I love the guy.
Yeah.
Very nice individual.
Yeah, but as like I guess he didn't have it all the time, but about 2-3 hours into his shift,
basically,
you could start to smell this like swamp assy smell from him. Like he would come in wearing cologne and try really hard, but then you just smelt this like kind of porta potty shitty smell from him, and you know that he was living. And I mean, you could see he was sweating and stuff too, but he was living swamp ass all the time. And I always just like it like I would just get like a whiff of it. And I'm
Oh my god,
dude! I would have took that oil and wiped it right under my nose,
dude.
I imagine that was at the oil spot, wasn't it?
I have nightmares about that smell.
Was that the oil company or no?
No. It was a different company.
Because I would have took that peppermint oil and just hit it right here, like give me some peppermint oil.
Dude, there was nothing he could do. It was like the way his body must have been formed. It was just like a pizza oven in there.
Oh.
What are you choosing?
He was
cold.
making a margarita pizza.
I'm gonna go cold and just be miserable because at least I'd be skinny.
Yeah.
Just shivering all the time, you know.
Which is also very uncomfortable, but I've actually been really cold for a long period of time before.
I feel like you would just get used to it, but if you had swamp ass, you're going to get rashes and chafing and shit, and you're going to stink.
Oh.
Like you're going to smell like that guy all the time.
And with that final thought, we're going to call it an episode.
That's a wrap.
All
yeah,
right?
oh, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for hanging out. Make sure you guys follow the YouTube. Make sure you follow the TikTok. Make sure you follow the Facebook. All right. You can follow me. I'm at Dr. to Decide on all social medias. You can follow Sean. What's your social?
Well, that's a work in progress.
Okay.
We don't do socials.
Yeah, it's a work in progress.
We don't do
Rio's
socials.
our main social media guy, but
we're real life people.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys take it easy and have a good night. Peace.